Top 5 Most Evil Historical Figures. Everything has a good and a bad, even when it comes to people. You will have great historical figures that have done so much to change the world for the better, while there are some who have done some horrific acts that are just unimaginable. So here are 5 most brutal historical figures in history. For this list, we haven't included Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Saddam Hussein, but people who were equally evil but less heard of. At number 1 is Elizabeth Bathory. Elizabeth Bathory was born on August 7, 1560 in Hungary and was known as a countess. Growing up with such a high status and affluent family, one would think that she was probably well settled in life, but that was not the case. Bathory was responsible for the death of many peasants and servants under her authority, which she got away with because of her high status. But her other acts were more brutal. She would torture young girls. Her inhumane form of torture consisted of jamming needles and pins under her victims' fingernails and tying them down to soak them in honey so ants and bees could attack them. Later on, it got even worse when Bathory, along with her former nurse and a witch, abducted girls and tortured them. She then proceeded to bite chunks of their flesh, cook them, and force them to eat their flesh. Bathory believed that human blood made an individual's skin look young and healthy. She killed these young girls for their blood and rubbed her body with blood to stop her from aging. Number 2 on our list is Joseph Menken. Mengele was ordered to kill the Jew by Hitler. So why is he on our list if he was under Hitler's order? Joseph was a physician. He was in charge of sending the Jews to concentration camps or to be killed. He also conducted plenty of experiments on people, especially twins. On twins, he would look for the difference and similarities. He would try to change twins' sexual organs, pour chemicals into their eyes, see if he could create conjoined twins, force people to kill their children, and torture the twins only to see how long they could survive. He killed 2,800 twins out of 3,000 and sent nearly 500,000 people to death camps. He then escaped Germany and went to South America, where it is believed that he did medical experiments on about 90 more twins. At number 3 is Ivan the Terrible. As his name suggests, he was one of the worst person in the 1500s. Also known as Ivan IV, he was the 3rd Tsar of Russia from 1533 to 1584. Even as a child, he was quite disturbed. He abused animals such as dogs and cats and threw them from the top of buildings. This scary behavior followed him to his teenage years when he began killing people because it was amusing. He just got worse in his later years. He would strip citizens of their homes and land, forcing them to be homeless. He destroyed hundreds of villages and towns. He was responsible for the Novgorod massacre, where 60,000 people were tortured. He got a bear and ordered many people to be eaten by bears and wolves. He liked to kill people so much that he would just sit cozy as he watched his victims. Even his own family members were not spared. He removed people's ribs with hot pincers. He raped girls and used them as target practice. After being married for a day, he killed his wife. He beat his pregnant daughter-in-law because he believed that her clothes were inappropriate and killed his son by stabbing him in the head over an argument. At number 4 is Idi Amin. Idi Amin promised democracy and change to the people of Uganda and to the world. Instead, he turned it into a poverty-stricken land and a killing field. He is known as the most sadistic dictator in the 20th century. He abused human rights, killed and expelled 80,000 Asians from Uganda, and was a political repressor. His torture methods ranged from burying people alive, throwing people and feed their bodies to crocodiles, forced people to eat their flesh. He even mutilated one of his wives by sewing her limbs upside down. He was also considered a cannibal as he would eat human flesh and drink blood. At number 5 is Pol Pot. Pol Pot served as the Prime Minister of Cambodia from 1976 to 1979. He wanted to destroy Cambodia as a whole and later rebuild into a new age. His plan was to ban the Buddhist religion, possession, and money. People died from malnutrition, terrible medical care, execution, and starvation. If not that, then they were hanged or died from disease. During the rainy season, Pol Pot would force pregnant women, children, and the elderly to work on canals with water at neck level. If they failed to work, they would be killed. If you could not work because of an illness or just were not physically capable to, you would not be fed or you would be killed. He landed up killing nearly 3 million of his own people. And last but not least is Queen Mary the First of England. We've all heard of the urban myth Bloody Mary. If you say her name 3 times in the mirror, she will come and kill you. Even though this is just a myth, Bloody Mary was once a real person who went by the name Queen Mary the First of England during the Protestant Reformation. She killed hundreds of Protestants by burning them at the stake. In her attempt to make England become Catholic, hundreds died and her hope for a more Catholic England failed. Don't forget to comment below. Do like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel.